TTJ Tech.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's a Wednesday. So glad to have you here once again, my friends. Welcome to our Wednesday session. Well, guys, first of all, I want to remind you again that if indeed you are joining us from YouTube, we want you to do these things, okay? Really means a lot to us if you'd like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That means leave a like on this video, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Because that's how you'll keep track of everything, not missing a single video that we post. All right, my friends, it is so good to be with you today. Thank you so much for joining us here. And, you know, it is, well, you know, praise God, spring is here. We can really feel it. I know there's been some storms in parts of the country, though. We're praying for you. We're with you in prayer. You know, because there have been... Well, there you have it. You can hear that, okay? All right. Look, here's what we want. What we want for you, you know, is to sit back, relax, grab a snack if you're ready. Maybe pour yourself a drink, okay? Pour ourselves a drink here, okay? And we'll get the ball rolling. Now, my friends, since it is Wednesday, you know that if you hear this sound, that means that we've got a very special extra coming to you from
TTJ Tech.
Once again, my guy was asleep at the switch, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if we should do the air horn again. That was pretty rough last time. Couldn't help it, guys. Couldn't help it. All right. I don't know what else we have here. You know, I think part of the problem is, you know, we're dealing with a guy who doesn't really use much technology. I mean, after all, this is his phone. Right? This is the guy's phone, okay? Yeah. So that's a problem. That's a problem in and of itself, okay? Gotta, you know, do away with that. All right. We knocked that out of the park. Okay. All right. So you know what it's time for, guys? You know what it's time for? Well, aside from having fun with all these sounds, guys, we do have to teach some stuff. And our first TTJ Extra today comes to you to discuss Wallet, Apple Pay, and Apple Card. Let's get started. In Monday's session, we talked extensively about autofilling of credit cards, passwords, usernames, and other contact information. Such contact information can be configured in your own contact card, while credit cards can be stored by heading to Settings, Safari, and Autofill. Finally, passwords can be found in Settings and Passwords, and the iCloud setting for Keychain can be found by going to Settings and tapping on your name. Filling credit cards automatically, as we demonstrated in Monday's session, is not Apple Pay. No, quite honestly, autofilling of credit cards existed long before Apple Pay ever did. And it is still a very vital part of making the Safari and credit card experience overall smooth, seamless, and convenient. But Apple Pay is a whole different and very exciting animal. With Apple Pay, you can store your favorite credit cards in Apple Wallet. Cards that are stored in Apple Wallet do not have their actual credit card numbers displayed or entered. Rather, a unique device account number is passed on to the merchant. This way, they never have your true credit card information. Yet they are able to process your requests as if they did. Apple Pay is extremely secure, just as is Keychain, featuring military-grade encryption and the secure enclave, so that the credit card information never leaves your device. The credit cards stored in Apple Pay can be credit or debit, your bank cards, your favorite credit card, and of course, perhaps best of all, the Apple Card. Okay, guys, let's continue this TTJ Extra. All right, the first thing I'd like to tell you is that Apple Pay stores your cards in Wallet. But the interesting thing about that is you don't have a Wallet app on your iPad. Now, iPhones do, but you don't need to use your iPhone. I mean, that's fine. And quite honestly, many of the scenarios in which you may wish to use Apple Pay are probably more likely to be used with your iPhone, right? I mean, you're going to walk up to a restaurant, a store, and you're going to pay with your phone most likely, okay? But we can use Apple Pay on our iPads, on websites, and in apps that accept it. And of course, we can manage Apple Pay on our phones as well. On our iPads as well. Not sure what I was thinking there. All right, so we can manage all of it on our iPad. So, if you're afraid that we can't actually do that because there's no Wallet app on our iPads, don't worry, because there is a place to get it. Let's go ahead and show that to you now, because, time is ticking away here, guys. Okay. So I've got, of course, I happen, right? I mean, if you can believe this, I have an iPad right here. Right? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, guys, calm down. Okay, I got my iPad here. And what I'm going to do is unlock it. And you'll hear that if I go to Settings.
Measure, Settings. Settings, General, Heading.
We're on the right-hand side. You heard General. I'm going to touch on the left-hand side. I'm looking for Wallet and Apple Pay.
Home screen, accept wallpaper, app, battery, private apps, Wallet and Apple Pay. Wallet and Apple Pay, Heading.
Of course, it jumps me over to the right. And if it didn't, I could touch the right or use containers. We're pretty comfortable with that now, right?
Apple Cash, on. Enable sending and receiving money and messages on this iPad.
So one of the cards that I have in my Apple Wallet is Apple Cash. I will explain how Apple Cash works in a few minutes. Let's keep going.
Payment cards, heading.
Here's my list of cards now.
Apple Cash, balance.
There's the Apple Cash card itself, okay? We first saw the toggle for the ability to use it. Now we're seeing the card itself.
Apple Card, card balance.
There's my Apple Card, my favorite card of all, and the card balance, which I didn't let it read, but that's there.
Apple Card. Add card button.
And then there's the Add Card button where I can add more cards.
Defaults.
And there are other options if we keep going, like...
Transaction defaults heading.
So you may want to take a look at that to make sure your default phone number, billing address, email address, and so on match what you want them to be, because that's where you're going to save time if you've set all that up ahead of time. So do make sure your transaction defaults are what you want. Make sure your cards are what you want. Now, when you first set up your device, you will be given the opportunity to set up Apple Pay, and I encourage you to do it. Sometimes it's not convenient if you forget and you don't have your credit card near you. You say, oh, I got to ask somebody. I don't remember the numbers or, whatever, but do it. Take the time to do it right, because it'll make it a lot easier later. And if you already have your card on file, like the Apple Card or any card that you have on file with iTunes, that one you won't have to go find probably, because in most cases it will just add it automatically. Sometimes it's still going to ask for the security, 3-digit security, 3 or 4-digit CVV, the code, but not always. Not with the Apple Card, I don't think, typically. So you can do this during setup. Now you say, well, that's great. What if I missed it? I didn't do it. What do I do? Well, that's fine. You can go back. You can go where I just went, settings, wallet, and Apple Pay, and add card. If it's on your iPhone, that doesn't mean it's configured on your iPad, because this is a per device thing, okay? So you say, well, I've already done this on my phone. I got iCloud. Well, iCloud is going to show your transactions. It's going to show that you have the cards, but it will not add them to the device. Because remember earlier I said about the secure chip, the secure enclave. So this is a per device thing. You got to add it to each iPad, each device, okay? Now, when you add the card, as I say, if it's the one on file, if it's your Apple Card, what have you, you don't need to do anything but just confirm that, yes, you want to do it and you agree to the terms. And if you'd like to apply for an Apple Card, you can do that as well. And oftentimes you'll get a response almost instantly. Pretty easy to apply. If you have to add another card, you can scan it or enter its information and details manually. All right. Now, I have more cards on my phone. So I also have our bank card on the phone. And that does allow me to do some cool things with Apple Cash that I'll talk about. I also have a bank account linked to my Apple Cash, and I'll explain what that does in a couple of minutes as well. But the other thing is, on the phone, I have some passes. You can also store passes in Wallet. I have my Sam's Club membership card in there. I have, well, let's just take a look what I have, because I don't even remember everything that I have right now. So on the phone, I do have a Wallet app, and it sounds like this.
Wallet.
Okay.
Apple Card.
So I got the cash card, the bank card. Oh, my Starbucks card. How could I forget? Yes, my Starbucks. Now, Starbucks accepts Apple Pay also. But actually, I have a Starbucks card. I got that long before we had Apple Pay. I have a Target card. Here's my Sam's Club and Apple Store. Then I got 10 expired passes. These are things like train tickets, concert tickets, Olive Garden gift certificates, and things that I have just kept for posterity rather than deleting them. And I can see them if I tap on that view, the expired. So it's a little different on each device. All right, so let's get into the topic of Apple Pay, how you then use it once it is set up. Okay, guys, you're in the restaurant. And you are, you're ready to, you're eating. You've had a great meal. You've enjoyed it. You've enjoyed it. Okay, guys, you're getting a little noisy. Get a little noisy, guys. All right, let's calm them down, okay? All right, so you've really been enjoying your meal and everything is going well, and suddenly you get ready to pay and you realize, my goodness, I've forgotten my wallet. Now, previously, this would automatically mean a mad dash, right? Hey, dude, can I borrow some money? Forgot my wallet. No, you're not gonna let me. Man, what am I gonna do? Running all around, just going crazy. What do? We don't have to worry if we have Apple Pay. I like that song, though. I wasn't ready to be done with it. But you know what? We need to be. Because we got to tell you, with Apple Pay, you don't have to worry. So how do you use Apple Pay on an iPhone? Even though this is an iPad class, how do you use Apple Pay on your phone? Because then what we do on the iPad is similar, only it's not usually at retail locations. It doesn't have the NFC chip in the iPad, so it's going to be on websites and apps. But what we do on our phone is we double click the side button and then we authenticate with either Touch ID or Face ID. And if we can't do that, we can use a passcode. Once we do, we hold near reader to pay. That's what VoiceOver says. And that's literally what we do. We hold up the phone to near the credit card reader and it, will automatically process. You'll hear a little sound and it's good to go. And you can see it as a notification. You can see it in your Apple Wallet or in the settings. So how do I do this with an iPad? Well, on an iPad, you're going to do this whenever you are on a website that accepts Apple Pay. The one I demonstrated the other day, I deliberately demonstrated because it doesn't accept Apple Pay, so I could show you that. But a lot of them do, right? So, if you're shopping online at Best Buy or, a number of other places, you can just use Apple Pay. And when it's ready to pay, you read on the screen, pay Best Buy $250, whatever it is, and then it'll tell you how to pay. Usually it's confirmed with Touch ID, which is on your home button or your power button, depending on the device. Or if you have Face ID, you're going to double click the top button and then you're going to just glance at your iPad and it will process the payment. It is as easy as that. Again, your transactions can be found in settings in the wallet app. And if you have an Apple Card, it's even better. I'm not going to spend too much time getting into all the details of the Apple Card, except to say that it's an amazing card for many, many reasons, not the least of which is the fact that it gives you a fully accessible way to manage your payments, your credit cards, see your spending, track your spending, see what's due. And what's really cool is that when we use the Apple Card, we get notifications of what's been charged to it. We can go into the settings and see the transaction history. We can make payments from a linked bank account or have them payments scheduled automatically. We can see our balance, our available credit. If we shop at Apple, any of the digital storefronts, App Store, bookstore, movies and TV shows, whatever, our iCloud Plus, our Apple One bundles, all of these things, they are going to give us 3% daily cash. And there are some other places that give 3% daily cash besides Apple. Of course, Apple Retail as well, and buying any physical products also from Apple, even if it's not in the store. If you get them online in the Apple Store app or whatever too. But then there are other places that give 3%, and I don't remember all of them, but I think Panera Bread is one. I think T-Mobile is another one. There's several. And then it's 2% at other places that don't support the 3%, as long as you're using Apple Pay. Now, if you have to use your physical Apple Card, which is a beautiful titanium card without a physical card number on it, doesn't need it, you find it in the settings, or in the wallet app. But your card, if you have to use it, that's a 1% daily cash. But when I say daily cash, any day that you spend money, by the next day, you'll have daily cash in your wallet. And it automatically goes on to a thing called your Apple Cash Card. So let's talk about what the Apple Cash Card is. The Apple Cash Card is a card that rather than being a credit card, it has access to whatever amount of money you put onto it or any linked bank accounts, okay? You have to put a debit card on there if you want to be able to instantly pull money from a bank. There's no fee. What's really cool is there's no fee with this stuff, not like some of the other ones, right? There's no fee, okay? So if I have a linked bank card and I need to use Apple Cash, which by the way, I can use Apple Cash as an Apple Pay method in a store or on a website. So if I have a bunch of cash that I want to use in Apple Cash, which is just sitting there, and I say, oh, I've got a positive balance of $300. I'm going to use my Apple Cash for this $50 purchase. You can do that, right? Okay, anywhere that accepts Apple Pay. But also, you can use it in messages or with Siri to send and receive money with family, friends, coworkers, and anyone else that you are willing to trust, and they're willing to trust you to do it. So you can use what's already a positive balance on your Apple Cash card, or as I said, if there's a linked bank account, a linked bank card, it'll just pull it right from there, and there'll be no fee for that. And the other person has it instantly. And this is where your daily cash goes when you spend money using Apple Card. Automatically shows up on the Apple Cash card. Now, if you decide that you would prefer to transfer this money to your bank, you can also do that. You can transfer it to your bank. Again, there's no fee with the standard transfer, which they say takes 1 to 3 business days. I think I've only ever seen it take 1 business day with my bank. Some people say it's there the same day, but our bank, I think it's usually about 1. You can do an instant transfer, but that will incur a small fee. But that's the only thing with Apple Cash that has a fee. So let's take a look at where some of this stuff is.
4:16 a.m. Settings.
If I go to settings,
Search. Settings.
and then
Heading. Battery. Wallet and Apple Pay. Button. Wallet and Apple Pay. Heading.
I can double tap on my cash card.
Apple Cash.
Not that,
Enable sending.
but down here.
Payment cards. Apple Cash. Balance. Apple Cash. Payment card.
And then
Wallet and Apple Pay. Back button.
there's a back button on the right now. So if we look to the right,
Selected. Info. Button. Transactions. Button. 2 of 2.
we can see our transaction history, but here to the right,
Add money. Button. Transfer to bank. Button.
those are probably the 2 most important buttons you ever might need with your Apple Cash card. Add money and transfer to bank. And add money is really not necessary if you want to send somebody money. As long as you have your bank account linked, it'll just, automatically pull it when you're ready to send it. But it's another way to do it. All right, the other thing I want to show you
Apple Cash.
is,
Payment. Wallet and Apple Pay. Wallet and
let's
Apple.
tap on my Apple Card.
Transaction defaults. Add Apple Card. Apple Card. Transactions. 2 of 2. Selected. Info. Button. 1 of 2.
Got those same things.
Apple Card. Pay. Wallet and Apple Pay.
And you can
Apple
see that if I swipe right,
Message. Button. Transaction. Message. Button. Call. Button.
I can get support on my card.
Website. Button. People. Heading. Carson Vault. Share my card.
All right, so this is the people that I share my card with in the family, and we can do that with Apple Cash. We can get them a card also, but keep going.
Payments. Heading. Scheduled payments. None. Button.
I don't schedule them. I just usually do them myself.
Make a payment. Button.
There's the button to make a payment.
Monthly installments. View your Apple Card monthly card information. Button.
Look at that. If I hit card information, it's going to give me my card number, my expiration date, and my CVV. So if I need to use that information on a website or something, I can do that.
View your virtual card number and security code, titanium card number, and Apple Pay card number.
See that?
Credit details. Heading.
Here's my balance and
Card balance. Credit limit. Available credit. APR. Your available credit may take several days to reflect payments you've made.
okay. So all of this stuff is here.
Wallet and Apple Pay. Back button. Wallet. Apple. Siri insert. Wallpaper. Access. Homes. Display. Control. General.
And we'll go back to general. So I wanted to show you that because this is different from Apple Pay, but it's it's different from Apple, what we did the other day, credit card autofill, but it's really, really important and really useful. And that's going to complete our first TTJ extra for the day. Okay, my friends. Well, you know what we have now? I got to tell you what we have. We have another TTJ Extra. And this goes back to Safari. We've been talking about Safari. On Monday, we spent a lot of time on Safari. It's really the only thing we did. And we are going to be demonstrating something today that's very, very important, actually. Let me ask you a question. I've been saying that we can replace traditional computer with an iPad if we so choose. I've certainly done that.
Screen
But let
dimmed.
me ask you all a very important question. What if we need to download files? And the question is, do we need some kind of third-party download manager, or do we have to use a computer to manage our downloaded files? So take a minute and think about it. All right, my friends, and the time is up. What if you said that you will have to use a computer because you can't download files on an iPad? Incorrect. What if you said you can download on an iPad, but you're going to need some kind of third-party app to do it? Also not correct. But if you said that you can do it all right in Safari on the iPad, well then, that would be correct, my friends. And we're going to demonstrate how to do that right now in what is our next TTJ Extra. I'm going to go to Zoom because I know I have recordings that I can download, okay?
Dock, mail, music, Safari. Double tap to
This is a
Safari.
great opportunity for me to just do it and not tell you everything I'm doing step by step, because I want you to hear how simple and easy it is for someone who's, praise God, done it, got the experience of it, doing it, you know. And also, let me remind you that iPads are desktop class web browsing. What that means is that all those times you see this thing that says, hey, you can't visit this from your mobile device, you got to go into a computer. iPad counts as a computer. Don't forget that. I think I mentioned that the other day, but I want to mention it again. All right, I'm going to go to my address and search.
Selected. Address. Search. Address. Text field is editing. Search or enter website name.
We're going to
Character
type
mode. Insertion point.
zoom.us. I might not have to type the whole thing,
S.
but I'm going to do it
Delete.
anyway just
Support
because it'll be just
channel.
as easy probably.
Delete.
I don't
S.
know. Maybe I should look, but
Z.
we're going to just do it here.
Zapsplat.
Okay.
O.
Yeah, it's Zapsplat.
O-O-M.
We're going to put
period.
zoom.us return. All right.
Close. Zoom uses cookies and similar technologies as menu item and contact sale plans solutions. Zoom support 1 requested open button.
Well, that wants me to download the app.
Dismiss context menu.
Which I have already.
Context menu.
Don't need it, have it.
Dismiss context
I have it
menu.
already.
Show side plans and pricing. Salute Zoom 188 requested skip tabs but plans menu join a meet host a meeting sign in link. Skip to main content. Log in to Zoom. Use opening double quotation mark TTJ.
And that's correct.
.com. Use opening. Alert. Email address. Email address. Text field. TTJ. Password. 18 characters. Forgot password by signing in. Zoom's and period. Sign in button. Sign in dimmed.
Remember, I'm not going to say much. I just want you
Join
to.
meetings and webinar.
I'm not going to say much. I just want you to hear how easy this is. Now, we're going to look for our recordings.
Contact sale plans and schedule host Matthew leading authentic join torrent Perret register check out and take the in product or learn more link
Might be up higher.
leading
Let's go back.
authentically
Let's go higher.
plans and salute Zoom skip to me selected request
I don't.
tabs
No, actually.
Zoom plan menu item and schedule a meet join and host a meeting Matthew Vault leading authentic join register.
I wonder if I have to
Close
tap on
notice.
my name.
Check out.
Oh, there's a notice here.
Close notice button and close notice and leading authentically in check out the new and take the in or learn more profile menu item meetings webinar personal recordings menu selected recordings the new admin experience web dialog learn more link See what's changed. Button. Not now. Button. Not cloud recordings. Tab. 1 of 2. Local recordings. Selected. Cloud recordings. Document. Search keyword. Search keyword. Advanced search. Export. Topic. ID. Start top. File. Select all. Previous page. Next page. 9 results. And about. Zoom blog. Link.
Wow, I got 9 results here.
9 results.
I guess I
and
haven't
main content,
checked
main.
these in a while.
Next page.
But,
Dimmed. Button. Topic. Column header. Row 1. Column 2. Table start. 1 row 6 columns.
1 row, 6 columns.
ID. Column head. Start time. File size. Select all. Select all. Select all. Checkbox. Unchecked. Select all. Checkbox. 9 results. And test Zoom. Link. Menu item. And
now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we can download with this.
File size.
Okay.
Select all. Checkbox. Unchecked.
We don't want to do that.
Unchecked. Share. Column 1. Button. More. Column 1. Pop-up button. List. More. Row 1. Column 1. Pop-up button. List box pop-up. Share. Column. More. Column. More. Share. More. Blocks. Check out the new and improved app. Take the in product or
I don't want to do that again.
Meetings.
I keep getting that notice that they've changed the admin
Search keyword.
experience, and I don't want to deal
Start
with
time.
that right
Column.
now.
File size. Column header. Column 5. Table end. iPad for all computing. Link. Show sidebar.
I think that's
Button.
what I want.
Visited. Link.
They have changed this. That they are right about that, but that's okay.
March 9th. To visited.
Okay.
Edit. Mark at iPad for all. iPad greater than recordings. Visited. Link. Edit. Share. Visit. March 9th. ID. 850 total views. 0 total recording analytics. 01 play. Link.
I could play it right.
101.
Yeah, I could.
0140.
I could play it right here, but I don't want to do that.
Play. Link. Recording 1. Edit recording name. Button. 2 files. 216 megabytes. Download button.
All right, let's hit download.
Download. Do not remind me again. Checkbox. Unchecked. Each file will be downloaded separately. Download recording files. Do not remind me again. Checked. Download button. Download. Alert. Do you want to download GMT 202203091184340 underscore recording underscore 1280x720.mp4? Close button. View button. Download button. Download
Now,
button.
I'm going to hit download, but I want to tell you something ahead of time. After I hit download, what I'm going to show you is that we're going to be taken back to the main Safari screen. But up near the address and search bar and the reload button and so forth, there's going to be a new downloads button that will stay there for a while, and I'll explain the details, but I want you to know what you're going to be hearing. So let's hit download.
Download button. Alert. Do you want to download GMT 202203091184340 underscore recording M480?
Yeah, we'll do both.
Close view. Download button.
All right, we're back on Safari.
March 9th ID 859.
But tap up here in the address.
Wednesday, March selected. Address, page settings, forward, page settings, selected. Address, reload page, downloads, button.
And there's a downloads button. It will have your progress, but it's already done. Praise God, we have gigabit internet here, and it really downloads fast, so we don't have to worry about that, but it would have a progress indicator there. And what happens is this will take us to a download viewer. The files will stay in the download viewer by default for 24 hours. But once they go away, they can still be accessed in the Files app. All right, my downloads go to iCloud Drive. You can change that in Safari. That's how easy it is to download something. Very, very simple, very straightforward. If we want to look at this, we could hit
Downloads button.
that. You hear the pop-up?
Downloads heading clear button.
You can clear it so that this goes away right now.
GMT 2 GMT.
And there are the 2 files that I've downloaded within the past day. Again, clear does not mean delete. You're not deleting the files, okay? It just means you clear it from Safari's download history. They will go away automatically anyway after a day or two, but not the files. The files will stay there. If I want to get out of this without opening one of these, of course, you know to open one, we tap on it or double tap. To get out of it, we Z-scrub or we tap off of it.
Dismiss pop-up.
Okay?
Show sidebar button.
And we're back to Safari. And that is how easy it is to download
Calendar.
files, and that's going to do it for our next TTJ Extra. All right, my friends, since we took a look at downloading files, then what I think it also makes sense to do is to explore the Files app. So the Files app is located on my dock. It may or may not be for you. I've discovered that it's not on the iPad Air. That's not where they put it by default. But you can find it, and you can ask Siri if you need to, whatever.
Dock. Files. Files. Hide sidebar button.
Okay. This gives us an opportunity to explore apps with sidebars. Now, we've already sort of done that using Safari, but there are other apps on iPad OS that have sidebars. The sidebar, again, on the left-hand side of the screen, going top to bottom vertically, will display various information and various choices, and we can hide that sidebar with the button at the top left if we so choose.
Hide sidebar button.
Let's hide it so we know what we have without it.
Show sidebar. Show sidebar button. Show iCloud Drive. Heading. New folder button. Icons button. Select button. Search. Dictate. Art Studio Pro folder.
Okay, so where I am is I'm on iCloud Drive, exactly where I want to be because I love iCloud, and I use iCloud Drive whenever possible to store everything and anything. So when you hide your sidebar, you have the current location that is selected. In my case, it's iCloud Drive. Remember, Files is a file and folder management app that lets you access some of the files on your iPad. So what we're going to do is show the sidebar in case you want to know how to change locations, because I'd like us all to be on iCloud Drive.
Show sidebar but hide sidebar.
Now, if you swipe to the right,
Files. Heading. More button.
there's a More button. We could take a look what's in there.
Scan documents button. Connect to server button. Edit sidebar button. Dismiss context menu.
Okay, 3 very important things. The first one was scan document. You can actually scan documents right into the Files app. There are certainly other ways to do that we're going to learn about later on in this course, but you can definitely do that. The second one was connect to server. So if you want to access various servers, SMB, NAS, network attached storage, these basically hard drives that physically connect to your router, you can access them right there in iCloud, in the Files app. That was connect to server. The third option was edit sidebar, so we can change the things that appear on the sidebar, which we're going to see now.
Files. Heading. More button.
That was under More.
Recents. Shared. Locations button. Heading. Collapsed.
Okay.
Double tap to expand.
So the first 2 things were recent and shared. Your recent files and your shared files. Then you had locations, which is collapsed.
Locations button. Heading. Collapsed. Double tap to expand.
Let's expand it and see what locations I have.
Locations. Heading. Collapsed. Locations button. Heading. Collapsed. Favorites. Locations. Heading. Collapsed. Selected. iCloud Drive. On my iPad. Recently deleted. Favorites button. Heading. Collapsed.
And that was it. So
Locations button. Heading. Collapsed. Selected. iCloud Drive. On my iPad. Recently deleted.
I don't know why it's still saying collapsed. It's actually expanded. Those are the 3 things under it. iCloud Drive, on my iPad, which is your local device storage that will not sync with other devices, and recently deleted. Okay, depending on what service you're using, files can stay in recently deleted indefinitely, or maybe for 30 days, whatever, and then automatically be deleted. If I had the Google Drive app installed on my iPad, I would have the ability to have Google Drive show up in my list of locations. If I had the Dropbox app, the Microsoft OneDrive app, or others installed, I would see those. If I had a physical USB thumb drive, flash drive, or an SD card connected to my iPad by way of the SD card reader or the Lightning to USB adapter, or in the case of the iPad Air and Pro and Mini, the USB-C digital AV multi-port adapter. We will talk more about those things later. But if I had a drive connected, that would show up in locations as well. So if you want to use a USB drive with your iPad, assuming that you have the correct adapter, all you got to do is plug that, put the drive into the adapter, and then plug that adapter into the Lightning port or USB-C port, Thunderbolt, whatever, of your iPad, and then launch the Files app, show the sidebar, and go to Locations. Now, it is possible that some external devices will not show up unless you also plug in electrical power. So that's why you want to make sure you get a USB adapter that has an extra Lightning port or USB-C port in it. The one I mentioned a moment ago, that very long name, the USB-C digital AV multi-port adapter, that has an extra USB-C port for pass-through charging. If you have a 9th generation or 8th generation or 7th generation iPad, something like that, you want to make sure you have what's called the Lightning to USB 3 camera adapter. It has the number 3. That one has an extra Lightning port for pass-through charging also. And so that way, not only does it allow you to keep the thing connected and still charge your iPad, but it also provides extra power to your iPad for those times when a certain device, maybe an external hard drive or something, needs that extra boost of power to be able to show up in the Files app as a bus-powered device. And if you have the Magic Keyboard with trackpad for your iPad Air or your iPad Pro, that has an extra USB-C port in it as well, but it is not for data. So if you want to do it that way, what you would have to do is plug your power in with the Magic Keyboard's USB-C port and then plug your drive into the regular port on the iPad itself. All right? So that's going to show up under Locations. You saw that Favorites was the next thing, and that says it's collapsed also. I don't know if I believe it after what we just experienced.
iCloud, new select icons.
Whoops.
Files, heading, more, recents, shared, location, recently deleted, select, favorites, button, heading, collapsed, downloads, tags, button, heading, collapsed.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Everything's saying collapsed, but they're actually not. Downloads is a shortcut under favorites. And then under tags.
Podcasts. XX, VO 2000, Zoom recordings, Teresa book, TTJ, Spring 19 messages, Wonders, iPad course, Purple, Vacation 2016, Gray, Red, Space course, Apple logo, Important, New Hope, Home.
Okay, all these things you're hearing, what does this all mean? A tag, if you're not familiar, is a friendly little descriptor that you can use later to search and to filter and to organize. So what I could do is, you saw that I had one there called Space Course. Some of them were created not by me. Some of them were created when I set up the system. That XX one was created when I set up a Mac on there. I'm not sure why. I should just delete it because it doesn't have anything in it. Some of the colors, red, purple, gray, they were set up for me. But then I set up the ones like Home, Space Course, iPad Course, these different things like that, right? Or maybe Home was there, I don't know. So now when I am working with a file, I can tag it. And we'll show you how to do that. But you can tag a file, and by tagging it with different names like Space Course, for example, then it will show up under that Space Course tag. So I can filter by tags later and find anything that relates to the Space Course. And this is a convenient way to do things because you say, well, you know, I'm working on a project, and for that project, I have a word processing document, a spreadsheet, a presentation, a music file, an audio, you know, all these different things. So instead of having to make a new folder for the project, all you have to do is make a tag, and then you can organize your files by that tag. So I have, for example, and you can even associate more than one tag with a particular file, and that is perfectly fine as well. All right. So that is the sidebar, and I think that's the end. Let's just keep going
New Hope Church.
past the tags.
Yellow, orange, work, Titanic, work, church, green, accompaniment, BF, iCloud, new folder.
Yeah, that's it. It's jumping over to the right-hand side. All right, so I'm going to hide the sidebar because I don't actually need it.
Hide sidebar, show sidebar.
Now let's swipe to the right. This would be now on the right-hand side of the iPad. Everything we looked at on the sidebar would be on the left. Technically now we're on the right, but honestly, we've hidden the sidebar, so it's really all there is now.
iCloud Drive, heading, new folder, button.
All right. One of the first things you see is the ability to create a new folder for yourself. And you double tap that, and you can delete the untitled name and give it any name you want.
Icons, button, select, button, icons, button.
That icons button allows you to change what you're viewing in the Files app, and then you have
select, button.
Now, select allows us to multi-select, right? Non-contiguous files or whatever. If we want to move 7 files to a different place, delete 7 files at once, we can hit that select button, double tap each thing to select it, and then look either near the bottom or the top. I'll just double check, and then...
Icon, select.
Okay.
52 items, 2.98 terabyte available on iCloud. Search, select, button.
Okay.
Show sidebar, button, select all, button.
There's a select all button at the top.
Select items, heading, new folder, icons, done, button.
There's a done button.
Search, Art Studio,
and the other buttons are at the bottom right.
Toolbar, more, dimmed, but delete, dimmed, move, dimmed, duplicate, dimmed, button.
And they're all dimmed because I didn't select anything. So let's just hit done near the top.
Select item, new icon, done, search, new folder, done, button, done. Okay. Select, button.
There's our select button. Let's go to the right.
Search field, dictate, button.
So we can voice search or text search for something in the Files app. And then here's all my folders.
Art Studio Pro, ATLC project, attachments and photos, folder, 58 items.
And you see if I leave focus on it for a second, it tells me whether it's a file or a folder, the kind of file possibly, and if it's a folder, it tells me how many items. So if I want to open something up here, let's actually open up this, let's do something with audio, because
Documents.
I have some audio, and that way you can hear something.
Desk, clip, brushes, book files, BFMs, audio files, folder, 175 items. Audio, 1, audio, 8.
Now, before we go any further, let me tell you also that some of the folders you may have in your iCloud Drive are folders that automatically get created the first time you open an app. Pages will do that, Keynote and Numbers will do it, GarageBand, iMovie, a lot of them. Oh, no, wait, iMovie, no, I don't think iMovie does that. You can work in iCloud sort of, but it by default doesn't do that. You can move things there. So I've created like a video folder. But these other ones, Pages, Numbers, Keynote, they're what we call app libraries. They act and look just like folders, except you didn't create them. They got created the first time you launched the app that they are meant for. And you can even create subfolders within a folder. And yes, you can create subfolders within an app library. So if I want to go into the Pages app library and or folder, with the same thing, and then I want to create a subfolder inside of that, I can do that if I so choose. Again, I prefer to do tags rather than, that sort of thing. But we're in our audio folder, and you know that there's a back button on the right-hand side because there's always going to be.
Audio files, heading, show sidebar, button, iCloud Drive, back button.
And then to the left,
iCloud, show sidebar.
Nothing else. So go to the right.
Audio file.
So it's interesting because right now with the sidebar hidden, it kind of is behaving like an iPhone.
Show sidebar, iCloud Drive, back button.
Where that back button really is on the top left, just like you might expect on an iPhone. But notice if we show the sidebar, what happens?
Show sidebar, hide sidebar.
Now on the left.
Rising star, blue, home, New Hope, important. Page 1 on my iPad, iCloud Drive.
See, that's all my tags, all my folders. And on the right,
audio files, heading, iCloud Drive, back button.
Are my back button and whatever I've opened now, the audio files folder. So when you have the sidebar hidden, the iPad in the Files app kind of acts more like an iPhone in the sense that the back is on the left. But As soon as you show that sidebar, you're back to the stuff on the sidebar being on the left and then the contents being on the right. All right, so where we were.
Audio files, heading, new folder, button.
Again, we can create a subfolder there.
Icons, select, button, search, dictate, 1, audio, 8/12/17, 11:10 a.m., 4 megabytes. 05, I got a feeling, audio, 12, thank you for being a 015_Titanic_passenger_list, audio, in iCloud, 3/26/21, 11:32 p.m., 13.8 megabytes.
And it tells me it's in iCloud. This automatically optimizes the storage on my device, downloading things when I need them, removing them when I don't. All right, I don't know what this Titanic passenger list, I think it's a presentation that I gave. So let's just double tap on it to download it.
015_Titanic_passenger done.
And it automatically opened as well. And you'll notice I'm placed on a done button.
Done button.
And if I swipe to the right,
list button.
I can get a list of all my files.
015_Titanic_passenger_list, 4 of 172. Heading, play, button, share, button.
Just like the quick look we experienced in Mail with Attachments, same deal here. This is quick look. I can play this audio file. I can share it, and I'll show you some of the share options. Pop over.
015_Titanic_passenger_list, 0. Pro iPad, AirDrop, Kylie Volbrecht, messages, Jessica Megan Wizzle, Betty Kaler, main instructor chat, messages 5 people, Corey, Cindy Hollett, Catherine Volbrecht, Donna Kimball, Fred Baca, Cliff, Jessica, AirDrop, button, messages, button, mail, button, notes, button, NYT cooking, backpack, button, iMovie, button, LumaFusion, button, clips, button, ferrite, button, soundboard, button, more, button.
Remember, this is an audio file, so there were lots of audio things we could share this with. We could message and mail, and there were a bunch of sharing suggestions, people that thought maybe I'd want to send this to. But then we had, Ferrite Recording Studio, Backpack Studio, iMovie, clips, soundboard, all these different things. NYT Cooking, for some reason. I'm not sure why you'd, necessarily share an audio file in there, but it has positioned itself in the share sheet for whatever reason. Then we have more, which is our separator to the other things we can do with this file.
Copy, button, share file in iCloud, button, share to LumaFusion, button, add tags, button.
There's add tags. Remember I told you we could tag a file. There it is.
Download file, edit actions, button,
I'm going to dismiss this, and
done, button.
Now we'll see what it sounds like.
0, play, button.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry, guys. Guys, I got to be honest with you. You don't even want to know. Yeah, it's all good now. It's all good. Just, give myself a little reminder because you know what I did? I messed up. I really messed up. I know you can't believe it, but I give myself a little common sense. What I did was, I have my AirPods out now. Might hear voiceover. That's because I started to play on the other iPad, and of course the audio switched over. I probably should just disable that feature, because I don't mind just going to Control Center. But now let's see.
Share, play, button, play.
Throughout this book,
pause,
numerous
button.
passengers were discussed, yet the number of passengers to which you were introduced is only a small fraction of the over 2,200 passengers and crew aboard the Titanic.
Okay,
Pause.
so that's the audio.
Button.
That's the audio that I was trying to play. And when it's paused or when it's playing, you can swipe to the right.
Share, button, play, button, 6 minutes, 58 seconds remaining. Media timeline, 14 seconds, adjustable. Double tap and hold, then move left or right to scrub the timeline. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
Yeah, you don't even have to scrub. It is a scrubber, but you can swipe up and down with one finger.
1 minute, 41 seconds.
That's up.
0 seconds.
That's down. So that's our timeline scrubber.
Media time.
And again, when we're finished,
Done. Button.
we just hit done. All right, so that is how you open a file. And, again, the important thing to understand is that many times, not always, sometimes it'll immediately open up in the supported app. But a lot of times it opens in this quick look interface. And when it does, if you want to, read it, listen to it, watch it, whatever, that's fine. But if you want to save it somewhere, open it in another app or what have you, you've got to choose the share button. And then you'll be able to do that. You'll also be able to send it to other people. This is great when we get a photo, right? Send it to another person, save it to the photo library. And normally, depending on where you access the share sheet, there's going to be an option called Save to Files, which is if you don't want to open it in another app right now, but you just want to save it to a folder on iCloud Drive or something. Well, we're not going to see Save to Files right now. Why? Because we're already in the Files app. We're already working with the Files app. But if we were in another app and we pulled up a share sheet, we would have Save to Files among all the other things. All right, let's do a little more.
016 under 22 indoor small crowd booing. Audit 2018 05. Page 2 of 11. 2000.
See if I can find something fun to listen to.
Page 5 of Heel Official. Heart
I
Audio.
don't know.
HITO
I
not.
don't know, guys.
Home 31.
Let's see what I can find real quick.
Home 50. Home 7. Home 8.
I'd like to
home
just try to
14.
find something for you. Something that you might enjoy listening to. But we're going to see. Here's something. I always use this. I've used. I'm not going to use that one because here. Let's do this. I don't know what this is. I don't remember. It had to do with the space course that I created, but
Space Sim instructions. File.
all right.
Do not in progress.
So what we launched.
Dep. Hide sidebar. Hide sidebar. TTJ tech book in.
Appears to be a. Yeah, we're in GarageBand, guys. It launched GarageBand. This is wow. Well,
Space Sim instruction. Space alert. Can't open song.
okay, it can't open because this was created. Oh, it was created on a Mac many years ago. All right, then I've got to convert it if I want to do that.
Okay.
So we're not going to use that. But I know something we can use. I did see another one that we can use here. This is going to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And my first clue that was not a regular file should have been that it didn't say audio, but here we go.
Rudolph 2 audio in iCloud 12. Rudolph 2 audio in iCloud 12/20. Done. Button.
This is, I think, an accompaniment track to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I don't think they're singing in it.
Rudolph 2.
But we'll only play a couple seconds of it.
Play. Button. Play. Pause. Button.
You know Dasher and Dancer. Okay, that's enough.
Rudolph lit. Done.
Okay, that's enough.
Hides.
All right, so that's how easy it is to open a file. And if I want to do some other things instead of just opening the file, I can do that with my long press action. It is important to note that in the Files app, the triple tap does not seem to be very effective. You need to do the double tap and hold gesture in the Files app, or it will cause some problems and you might have to force quit the Files app and relaunch it. If you're not comfortable with the long press gesture to get quick actions, you can also find the quick actions in the rotor. There is an actions rotor item here, so that's the other way to do it. But let's go to a file.
Segment 110719 audio in iCloud 11/6/19 10:31 p.m. 14.2 megabytes.
And I will long press. I've got a
Dismiss context menu.
context
Button.
menu. Here are the choices in it.
Download button. Download button.
Because it's not on my device right now. That's okay.
Get info button. Rename button. Compress button. Duplicate button. Quick look button. Tags button. Copy button. Move button. Share button. Open in new window button. Delete button. Dismiss context menu button.
Now I'll show you that the rotor has the same stuff.
Signin, audio, download, get info, rename, compress, duplicate, quick look, tags, copy, move, share, open in new window, delete, drag item, activate, default.
Plus the option to drag. So there's a lot of stuff there, guys. I don't think for the sake of time that I need to go through each of those options because most of them are pretty self-explanatory, things that you're already used to doing on other devices, perhaps if you've come from other types of computer devices. But rename, so we can rename the file. Tags, again, that's another way to get into our tags and add new tags or choose from by selecting the existing tags that we have. Compress turns it into a zip file, really. Compressed folder. Your option to get info will display the kind of file, the size of the file, other information about it. And that's what I should have done on that one GarageBand project before I opened it, but I didn't. You can share, which of course brings up the share sheet again, as we had before. You can duplicate it, which creates an exact copy right where you are, but you can also move it and you can copy it. Move will literally move it without copying, right? And you can pick where it's going to go. If you're going from file sharing service to file sharing service, like iCloud Drive to Dropbox, then it will copy it. But it will always tell you which thing it's going to do. And I'm just going to show you really quickly how to do a regular copy and paste. So let's find a file here one more time.
Space 01, Sputnik audio.
We've used that before. The Sputnik audio, the sound that the Sputnik satellite made when it orbited the Earth in 1957.
Sputnik audio, Sputnik audio, done. Play,
Sounds a little bit like this.
play. Pause, button. Pause.
All right, so what we're going to do is
Done, button. Sputnik,
you long press
Signin,
on,
Siri, space, Sputnik audio.
long press. Going to choose copy.
Delete, dismiss content, open, share, move, copy, button. Sputnik audio.
Now it's sitting in my clipboard. I want to put this in a folder that I share with Trainer Cliff called the Audio Exchange folder. So let's go back.
Audio files, iCloud Drive, iCloud. Attachment, ATL, audio exchange, folder, 4 items, shared by Cliff Miller Sr. Shared by Cliff Miller Sr.
How do we paste, guys? Okay, what we do is we do a 4-finger single tap near the bottom right to get to the status bar. There's a status bar after all your folders down at the very bottom of the screen.
4 items. Trainer Cliff in 4 items.
There it is. And we long press. Double tap and hold. Let go. We're not hearing any confirmation, but when we move to the right, listen to this.
Paste, menu item, new folder, menu item, move item here, menu item, scan documents, menu item, get info, menu item, move, new paste, menu item, shared by Cliff Miller Sr.
And I hit paste, and we can now see
5, Trainer, Sputnik audio, 10/26/15.
that the file is there. Now, you heard that this folder said shared with Cliff, and you heard that I just told you that I share this folder with Cliff. How does that work? Well, that is going to bring us to our final TTJ Extra of the day.
Audio.
Shared files. Let's get started. With iCloud Drive, files and folders can be shared with up to 100 other people. When you share a file, you can choose whether participants in the share have read-only access or whether they can make changes to the file you share. You can share files of any file type. Some files support collaborative sharing. This includes Apple Pages, Keynote, Numbers, GarageBand, and more. When you share folders, every file and subfolder within the shared folder becomes shared. You can still choose who can access read-only privileges and who can actually make changes to the files inside the folder. Each participant can have different read-write permissions. Additionally, it is possible to make a folder or a file public, creating a link that anyone with a web browser may access. When someone visits the link, they can access the file. If they are also an Apple user, the file can be downloaded directly to their device in the Files app on their iCloud Drive. If you are making a file public, it is a good idea to give read-only privileges instead of allowing anyone to make changes to the file. If a file type supports collaboration, such as a Pages file, and you copy it to a shared folder, that file automatically becomes collaborative. Collaboration will be discussed later on in this course. Okay, guys. So, real quickly, we open up the share sheet as we did before by either opening the file in Quick Look and then choosing the share button, or by long pressing on the file or folder, or by using the rotor on the file or folder if we're a VoiceOver user. And we choose the share option. Within that share sheet, we're going to find an option called Share in iCloud. It might say Share File in iCloud, Share Folder in iCloud. Once we do that, it's going to ask us how we want to share, right? And if you go past it, well, let me just show you.
5:09 a.m.
So
Settings.
I won't actually do it, but
Doc. Files.
let's just try it
Double
here.
tap to open. Hide sidebar. New series PT2. Audio. In iCloud.
All right.
Sputnik Audio. Audio. 10/26/50.
There's my Sputnik. Well, I'm in a shared folder already, so that's not a good place to go. Let's go back.
Audio Exchange. At iCloud Drive. iCloud. Book Project. Full. Brushes. Full. Book file. BFF. Audio files.
Okay.
Full audio.
There's my audio files. And what we'll do is long press on any file. Doesn't matter. 'Cause we're-
1:05. I got a drag item. 12. Thank you.
Okay. By the way, you know you can drag, but we didn't learn how to do that yet. That's why I didn't go over that, but we will in coming sessions. Long press. And I'm going to choose Share.
0:12. Thank you for vertical scroll bar.
Ah.
11 pages.
Oh, let's try that again, guys.
Search.
Okay. I don't know what I did there.
01.
Okay. I didn't hold it long enough, I guess. Okay.
Dismiss
All right, there we
context
got it.
menu.
Now we're going to choose
Dismiss,
Share.
Delete. Share button.
Listen to the option down near the bottom that says Share in iCloud.
Edit action. Down. Add. Share to LumaFusion. Share file in iCloud button. Close button.
You can close without doing it, and if we swipe right,
Share file. Add people to this iCloud Drive file and everyone will see the latest changes.
and here's what we do.
015_Titan. Matthew Voldrek. Choose. Matthew Voldrek left her NM dot. Choose how you'd like to send your invitation.
Now you have all these options.
Messages. Mail. Zoom. But Facebook. Copy link. Button. NYT cooking. More. But
Keep going, because I want to show you the options at the bottom that you need to look at if you want to know everything there is to know about this before you send your invite.
share options. People you invite can make changes and add others. Button. Share options.
So if we tap on that, we're going to get other choices. Instead of people you invite, you can say anyone with the link. And again, you can say can make changes or only can read. So we're going to
Share file.
get out of that
iCloud Drive. Back button.
and get out of that.
iCloud.
Okay.
Audio files. Folder.
There's one last thing I'd like to show you on the sidebar. If we choose recents,
Files. Recents. Select.
that gives us access to everything we've recently opened. So it shouldn't take me too long to find that GMT03 whatever that I downloaded from Zoom, right? It's not going to be the top one anymore probably because we opened some other stuff, but let's just look.
Search. Sputnik Audio. Rudolph 201. GMT 202203009-1.
And there it is. Now, I happen to know where that's stored. I have a downloads folder on iCloud Drive, and that's where it is. So I wouldn't have had to do it that way, but I just want to show you that if you're ever unsure where something is, or you just want a quick way to get back to something you've recently opened,
Shared.
that's the way to do it. Now, I'm going to go back to iCloud Drive. I'm going to hide my sidebar, and I'm going to go back home. All right, guys? So we got to do some interactive stuff. Maybe some of you need to get another snack. I know some people are probably getting hungry. I think that that's a possibility if we check in on Trainer Cliff here. Okay. Well, there we go, guys. That was Trainer Cliff eating something there. Sounded like an apple. Check in on that again. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you know what that means. That means it's time to move on, right? We got to get going. But guys, before we go, let me remind you one more time about the fact that this will be on YouTube. Maybe you're already listening on YouTube. And what we're going to do now, remember our TTJ challenge to explore Safari. And we're going to give you some very specific lab projects to try. And what we want you to do if you're joining us live in Zoom is we're going to want you to go to some different websites. We're going to want you to add a bookmark, add an icon to your home screen. We're going to give you all kinds of stuff to try, okay? So that is going to do it for today, though. In our recorded session, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. If you are joining us live in Zoom, please don't go away. Stay tuned because there's lab projects, Q&A, comments from the trainers, and more coming up. So God bless you. Thanks so much, everybody. Stay tuned. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel